Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. What's going on, everybody? It's Thursday morning. We are about 12 hours late. Sorry about that. I'm Gigi. What's good, Fruit Loop?
I think, this is the first time we've done one this early.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it because I'm on this medicine that's making me sleepy. And so I just have that kind of hangover this morning.
Yeah. And I'm going to do what is that called? A public service announcement. What? We are not responsible for something you say or don't say. Oh, no.
I'm not. I'm just tired from what I took last night to go to bed because I'm not sleeping good. I can't get comfortable. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So finally last night I broke down and took a pain pill. And it's just lingering this morning. I was just gulping my coffee into the mic, and you were over there giggling.
Yeah, it was funny because it was loud in my ear.
These mics pick up everything. You may hear Sherlock at the door meowing. He's very clingy to me since I've been sick.
Animals do that. They got a sense.
He's such a sweetheart right now. Of course, it could be the common collar I got him.
Yeah, he has been calmer.
He has. Those things work. You can even buy little diffusers that you plug into your wall that like calm the cat down. But no, he's very calm and very cuddly and just rubbing his face on mine, and which is not good when he's got pollen all over him. But I'm going to let it slide because he's being a little sweetheart.
Yeah. Okay, so yesterday when we were here working, you with your telemarketing thing was hilarious.
Okay. So I've always messed with telemarketers. And when my kids were little and I would get a call, I would just hand the phone to them. And you know how my kids talk.
Oh, I remember that.
Talk to brick walls if they had to. And so they would just annoy the telemarketers until they hung up. So now that they're bigger, it's not quite as cute. So telemarketers are starting to get really creative in how they bug you. And so I've been getting a lot of text spam.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting here and I've been very bored because I really haven't been anywhere for a week. I mean, I'm tired of my computer. I'm tired of Netflix. So I was thinking the other day, I kept getting these spam texts. So I just started spamming them back. Yeah. And so I just copy and paste what they have texted me. And then I just text them literally 50 times. And it's ugly, but then the last thing I do is send a GIF of somebody shooting a bird.
Yeah. So it was like, thank, like 50 times.
I will do it 50 times. And at one point last week, I had somebody respond, will you please quit texting me? And I was like, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you feel my pain.
Yeah.
So that's my new way to mess with those telemarketers.
Yeah.
Now, okay, you had some spiced...
Dude.
You had some spiced jelly beans the other day.
So I don't do spice at all.
No. The other day when we got Mexican food, you accidentally dipped into the hot salsa.
Yeah.
You looked like a cartoon character. It looked like your eyes kind of went...
Yeah, it was like Red Bulling. I have a sensitive palate. And I can't chew Big Red chewing gum because it leaves blisters in my mouth. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. So if I have a low, I treat with jelly beans. Well, the other night, I crammed 5 in my mouth, and immediately I'm like, woo! And I'm like, what's wrong with these things? And I flipped a bag over, and I've never seen that. No. Spiced jelly beans.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, they went in the trash. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we've got a few things to talk about this morning. I just saw an update in the Orrin and Orson West case out of Bakersfield, California. If you guys remember, these are the two brothers that were in foster care adopted. I forget if they were actually adopted, but they've been missing for a very long time now. And so I just read that the Bakersfield PD, they said they've had to detain several people who were not cooperating with the investigation.
Ooh.
I mean, why would you not cooperate in an investigation about two missing kids?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So maybe they're starting to make some progress out there. I tell you what I'm sad about, though, is I did a Google search right before we went on to see if there was an actual news story about it, because this tweet came from a local news source on Twitter. There was not a single recent news article about these boys.
Wow, that's sad because they just vanished.
They in thin air.
Yeah.
I mean, and the sad thing is, we know with following JJ and Tylee, they've been gone. Nobody's seen them for months and months and months, and I just don't have a good feeling about this at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to keep an eye on that. So yesterday, George Wagner IV, the older brother of Jake Wagner, who just pled guilty to all the charges and ratted out his family, had a hearing. And it was kind of awkward.
Yeah, you followed that one. I don't even know where I was in a meet. Where was I at?
Yesterday I had doctor's appointments to try to figure out what the heck's going on with my pancreas, which, by the way, thank you everybody for all the messages that you've sent. I'm maybe a smidge better pain-wise, but a smidge, but I'm not like 100%.
Yeah.
So the next phase is in 2 weeks I have an abdominal CT scan to check my pancreas, and then an endoscopy to check my stomach, because my stomach is a hot mess.
Hold on. I'm not laughing at you by any means. Just don't be like my dad. With my dad, we had to take him to the ER. This has been, 6-7 months ago. It's his gallbladder. Like, he was having issues, So the doctor comes in and she's doing an ultrasound on his gallbladder, and she's like, what she does, I guess, his stomach first.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, whoa, look at everything in there. he had he had just eaten something. And I mean, it was so funny. Like, the nurses would come by and go, whoa, look how full that is.
Your dad is so
Yeah,
funny.
it was funny.
He loves food.
Yeah, so don't be like that. And they'll be like, what in the world did you eat? Yeah.
Well, I start off with a bad stomach out of the gate, and I'll tell the story. It's kind of gross, but here we go. I used to go on medical mission trips to Haiti about 20 years ago. We would go for 10 days at a time. I think we went five times. And so we fly into Port-au-Prince, and then we go up to the central plateau of Haiti, just in the middle of a third world country, guys. It is everything you see on TV and more, with starving kids. And we had a team that would go in and do surgery for 10 days. So my big brain, we had two options for stuff to drink. We had a water filter in the village, which I was like, I'm not doing because I don't want to get a parasite.
Mm-hmm.
Or we had soda that they brought up from Port-au-Prince, and I was the only one that drank the soda, because all the doctors are smart and say, well, water is better for your body. But that was back when I drank soda. So to feed us, the villagers would slaughter chickens 3 times a day and fry them up. I'll tell you, I've never had better chicken than I had in Haiti.
It's fresh.
Oh my gosh. So they would bring a bucket of Coca-Cola to the OR every morning, and I would just drink them throughout the day. The last night we were there, we were all kind of just hanging out, and I go and ask, where are the Cokes? Because everybody else is drinking beer. And so I go get the Coke, and I see what they do is they would slaughter the chickens and then hang the meat on this rack in this refrigerator. And so by the end of the week, the Cokes were submerged in chicken blood.
Ew.
So I get home, and I didn't drink any. I was like, oh man, I'm glad I saw that. But I got home and I got very sick, and I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. They found a mutated strain of Giardia in my body that a big infectious disease doctor from Duke University had never seen before. So essentially it destroyed the lining of my stomach.
Yeah. That's rough.
So I've always, ever since then, I've dealt with chronic nausea just 24/7. So what they think is going on with my pancreas, or what they're theorizing at the point, is that I don't digest like normal people do. So the theory is that my pancreas is working overtime to digest fats and stuff from my diet.
You're not normal.
No. I mean, honestly, in trying not to get a parasite, I didn't drink the filtered Village water, and I get one by drinking Coca-Cola.
You need one of my life straws.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, you can suck a water puddle from New York of rain, and it filters it all out.
Gross.
It's
Okay.
like clean. Okay, we're done.
So that's kind of the rundown about my pancreas. So thank you guys for asking.
Yeah.
George Wagner had the hearing yesterday. He looked really thin. He has lost a ton of weight.
Yeah, you sent me that picture, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and he also, for the first time, looked really nervous. When the judge spoke to him, his voice definitely was not as bold as it has been in the past. And of course, Jake pled guilty and is cooperating with with the state.
Yeah, I did try to catch it, but it just kept saying, we'll start, whatever it said, we'll start soon, or...
Yeah, it was very late. I think maybe 20, 30 minutes late. And so we all were sort of questioning. I was in a chat room. I was watching it through Law and Crime Network. And there was a chat room, and we thought, oh, man, is he about to plead guilty or just call this hearing off and in the future to plead guilty? But once the hearing was in session, the defense said, in light of recent events, we kind of need to take a step back and reevaluate our position, which means his goose is cooked.
You in trouble.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, if I were him, I would take my chances with a jury trial. At this point, what does he have to lose? I'm not saying that's the best for the family or for the state to spend the money.
Yeah, but his defense, yeah.
I mean, it seems like maybe he's the one they have the least on. But then again, I saw some discovery this morning that the state submitted yesterday, and there's a lot.
Yeah.
They have a lot. So we don't know. But I mean, good grief, you get one person on that jury, if they try to kind of go the route of, well, his family was pressured. He had no hand in this, as far as, what do you call it? Like, no dog in the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If I were him, I'd take my chances with a jury trial.
Oh, me too.
So essentially the state said the same thing, which is, in light of recent events, we have some additional discovery that we're going to be submitting to you in 30 days, which is probably everything Jake told. We know they found weapons he led them to weapons that were used in the murders, and also a car that was bought specifically for the crimes.
You know, looking back, it's crazy that only one person has to not believe, or, you know, whatever. It's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Because we know he's guilty.
Right.
I mean, his brother's already said he did, you know, all this stuff. So
right.
It's dangerous.
It is. And I don't know. I mean, it's a good debate. I mean, is it fair to have a jury and then one holdout when you've got the majority saying this person's guilty?
Well, look at Casey Anthony.
Right, yeah.
I mean, sheesh.
Yeah. So that's kind of all that happened. There's going to be another hearing June 21st at 1 p.m. I kind of think, honestly, at this point, he may just plead guilty, though. They all looked very defeated yesterday. They all just looked like the wind had been taken out of their sails. Yeah. And it has been.
Yep.
So we had a filing by Rob Wood that had a few little nuggets in it.
Oh, yeah. Waiting on that one. Waiting on more.
Yes.
So Rob Wood filed a response to, this was all about the DNA stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He said the investigation is ongoing, that all discovery in his possession has been produced, and when more comes in, it will be provided to Lori and Chad's attorney on an ongoing basis. Sorry, I had a cloud in my brain that just like stopped or whatever.
That's okay. It's early.
It is early.
I think the important thing about this is we are so impatient for charges, and this goes to show you they're still testing DNA.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. It's not like Rob Wood's just sitting on his hands.
Yeah.
With charges ready to go.
Normally that stuff gets backed up anyways, and then you throw in COVID.
Oh, yeah. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, how do you work from home if you're working in that lab? I don't think you can.
no.
Yeah. So what else did he say?
He said that since the investigation began, numerous items of evidentiary value have been collected, many of which are suitable for forensic analysis and testing, for analysis and testing, and the reports reflecting the seizure of the items has been given to the defense. And so one of the things that we learned in this document is that they are testing some tools from Chad's property that may have DNA evidence on them. And that was discovered and the document of finding the evidence was given to the defense on July 29th of 2020. So not too long after Chad was arrested and the kids' bodies were found.
Wow.
So that's a big deal, because are we talking about tools? I mean, it's not a pleasant thought, but we've always wondered, where was Tylee dismembered?
Yeah, and I did look up because one of the weird words was, what was it? Oh my goodness. It's on the paper or whatever. It starts with a,
Mm-hmm.
You keep talking, I'm going to find it. No, it's like, it has to do with testing, iron or steel.
Oh.
And it's about blood that was found on iron and steel. So it was a word that was in the I cannot think of it.
Oh, that's okay. We get what you're saying.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it had to deal with. So that was interesting because, I mean, he did say tools, so that would include iron.
I kind of thought, like not a shovel or something to dig. So yeah.
Well, I mean, we know she was dismembered.
Right.
So
it's just a matter of figuring out where. And if you remember, they did, when they were photographing the scene the day they found the bodies, they did have markers on that shed or that little barn in his backyard. So, but here's my question, and it's not a pleasant one, but if she were dismembered at Chad's, how does he get around one of his several kids not popping in, or Tammy? And I kind of wondered, is that why he, well, no, because it would have been in October that she went to visit her family. How did he dismember her and start the bonfire?
Yeah. I mean, we know he sent the text saying that's why there's a new place in the pet cemetery. But I don't know either. And how do you get around that? If they find that they found evidence in your shed,
yeah,
there's no getting around it.
No, and I mean,
this guy, Alex broke in.
Right, yeah. And yeah. Well, I mean, the text pretty much ruined any kind of defense of claiming he knew nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, that text was totally a diversion. So I don't know. I just sit here and think, I mean, that's a big chance if that happened there, because what if what if a neighbor popped in?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it goes to show you there is a lot we don't know. And I just think they're going to nail them to the wall when the time's right.
Yeah. With that thought, I mean, could there have been a lookout? Was somebody else there?
Well, we don't know. I mean, they've never offered.
No.
We know that Alex's phone was on the property the day the kids were supposedly buried. We've not heard anything about Lori at this point, but I go back to what Tom Ware told us. Nothing gets past her.
Yep.
She was in on all this. I'm sorry.
Yep.
So the other little nugget was that they have a possible blood sample from an apartment.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That they want to test. And obviously both of these samples are super small because the testing is going to consume the samples. But you were reading, was it Lori Hellis, the attorney that kind of updates her thoughts on the case?
Yeah, she's awesome because she's a former prosecutor, I think.
What did she say about it?
I mean, she basically said that it's everything that happened with Pryor and Means objecting and saying they want to have it. Like, she said all that's normal and it's understood. And him agreeing, I totally understand. I don't object to them having their person there. So she said all that's normal.
Right.
And just that everything's backed up as usual. What we said, like everything's just been crazy with COVID. So it's all normal, but I get back into how expensive are their people.
Yeah, and we don't even know at this point if they have an expert witness.
Yeah. So they got to produce that in 14 days.
Right. And so on the 21st of this month of April, the state sent the lab reports to the defense and told them that the DNA testing would consume the samples. Then on the 22nd, Wood and Pryor filed this objection. Now, if you remember, Means also threw in there the backdoor communication complaint
but
that he was CC'd on.
Yeah. But here's my thing. Like, when Wood found out, he said that he reported it. He told him.
Right.
So I don't think that's anything shady. I mean, he could have kept on going, but again, he's wanting this case to be, what word am I hunting? Dude, we both work better in the evening.
Oh, yeah.
But
rock solid.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Rock solid.
I mean,
case.
DNA evidence is, if you've got a bunch of circumstantial, you can get a conviction. But DNA evidence, if you've got Tylee's blood on tools in a shed, there's no getting around that.
Yeah.
So I understand that we don't know, but if this case is largely circumstantial or no DNA evidence, they want any little piece that would just remove any doubt a jury might have.
Yeah.
So we get it.
But, I mean, he halted the testing.
He did. And he told Means and Pryor that he would wait 14 days before he did any testing to give them time to have something set up to where their experts could come in and observe the process.
Yeah. But we know that's expensive.
It's very expensive. Who's paying for this? I mean, there was a guy on the hearing yesterday, but I found out he was a court reporter. He didn't really speak.
That's who that guy was?
That was a court reporter, yeah. I thought maybe it was their expert, so I started Google searching this guy's name, and I never found anything.
Somebody, I forgot who it was, said he needs to close his closet. It was on our page. It was funny.
He did, yeah. You could see his little plaid shirts hanging in the background.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Wood just says that they acted in good faith in notifying the defense that they were going to test the samples and they would likely be consumed. So we had the hearing yesterday, which was a whole lot of nothing.
When I signed in and it said in breakout session, I was like,
yeah, it's a 10-point buck on the seal, by the way. I think I counted all the points right. That's how bored I was. The hearing was continued. Essentially, no DNA testing is going to be done right now. And the judge says that they need to consult with the state lab about something. He didn't specify what something was, but he said they can have a hearing at a moment's notice if needed about this issue. And for right now, it looks like this hearing has been continued to June. So unless something comes up, there's nothing until June as far as hearing-wise.
Wow.
And that's where we are.
I just want to be a fly on the wall.
I know.
What are you discussing in the breakout session?
Yeah, and I kind of wonder, we haven't seen Lori or Chad for that matter, but there's been some rumblings that something's going on with Lori, and we really think it's got to do with mental health, with these hearings being serious enough for the hearings to be paused for her.
Yeah, it's not like she had the stomach bug.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, these breakout sessions didn't really start until this issue with Lori came up. So I wonder if maybe the judge is getting updated in these breakout sessions on some progress with her or just what's going on. But we haven't heard anything about when do they anticipate her hearings will resume. It's just kind of up in the air right now.
That is so true.
Yeah.
It wasn't until then that.
Yeah. I mean, we maybe had like a random one, but this is kind of common now where we're sitting there watching the live and then you just go right to the seal and it's a breakout session.
Yeah.
So just a lot of stuff still in the works. We just got to keep our eye on everything. But I guess right now, I mean, probably not going to have any news coming out of this case. I mean, we know there's DNA testing going on and that's been paused.
Yeah.
So again, we're just delayed. And I know Scott Reich feels like the judge needs to really start setting deadlines.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think to err on the side of caution and not limit the defense in any way so you're not dealing with an appeal issue down the road, or because they'll be the ones to file it.
Yeah.
They'll file an appeal issue if the wind blows the wrong way. So
yeah,
it's like we say in our intro, it's the long road to justice, and that is very true.
It's not short.
No, and just for scale, if you look at the Wagner case, I mean, they've been locked up since 2018. 3 years later, he just pled guilty, and the first trial wasn't even scheduled until August. So there's no statute of limitations in Idaho for murder charges. I mean, they could hold these out as long as they want, as long as they need to. I don't want to say want. I think Rob would like to be able to get to a point where he can release the bodies to the family, let them put these kids to rest and get the show on the road, but it's just not how it works.
Yeah. Hey, there was a little small thing in the Gannon Stalk case.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Letitia.
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. So she was not happy with the amount of time that she was getting in the law library, so she refused to go.
Oh my gosh.
So they had to have, I don't know if it was a hearing or what, but she's been had her law library privileges taken for 90 days.
Well, that's what happens when you throw a toddler temper tantrum.
Yeah, they told her you have to go.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you
not?
Exactly. At least go, and if you need more time, maybe they could do something. But to be like, nope, I ain't going.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's like a little kid, nope, I ain't cleaning my room.
Right.
Yeah.
I got 2 of those right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I just want to say, though, we working at this theater, so your youngest, Sarah, is in the play.
Yes.
And Taylor is doing makeup and stuff, and she is a stagehand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I laughed so hard. She had to open and close the curtain last night. So she gets out and she's like, Fruit Loop, I got blisters. She's opening and closing the curtain.
Poor baby.
I told her I'd bring her some gloves, but I
we
forgot.
got to get her some gloves.
Yeah. But they have been awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah, they're good kids. They're a joy.
Yeah, it was funny.
Well, that's all we have for this morning. I would love to take a nap, but my kids are taking state testing in school today. It's the first time they've been back in school for over a year, and I have to pick them up at noon and some nap times.
That was a little weird, I bet.
It was. They were actually a little nervous. Just, I mean, yeah, it's crazy, though, how much they've both grown. My oldest doesn't have to. My high schooler doesn't have to take it, but I was just thinking it's weird to be in the car line. It's weird to see them walking up to the school, but they've both gotten so big. In fact, when I walked Sarah Rose in, they just almost didn't recognize her.
Okay, do you remember standardized testing?
Oh, BSAP. That's what we called it. Oh,
I hated it.
It was horrible.
Hated it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It was like the worst week of school.
Yes, it was bad.
Did you ever do designs with the little bubbles?
I think I did a Christmas tree once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Math? I did.
No,
I did all kind of characters.
I would just, because remember they used to tell us if you had to guess, C is the best.
Yes.
So I'd just be like, C, 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 C.
Yeah. Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's all we got for you guys. Hope you have a good rest of the week. If nothing crazy happens, we will see you on Sunday. Give us some recommendations of what cases you're following. There's one that I'm a little bit interested in. There was a girl that was reported missing. She was 9, because that's my daughter's age, and she was found in this man's basement. She had been assaulted, all the bad stuff you could imagine. But there was a double murder a few years ago of 2 girls that were hiking in the woods, and the girl caught some of it on her phone. She had recorded the man walking towards them on her Snapchat, so it went out to her friends, and then he led them down a hill and murdered them, but she put the phone on record as they're being led down the hill, and you hear the instructions for the girls. Like,
oh, wow.
So now they're kind of thinking maybe this guy that assaulted this young girl could be their suspect in this double murder. So I'm going to look into that one.
Ooh.
If you guys have any other recommendations of stuff you're following, please send them to us, because right now in all of our cases, we're just stalled.
Yeah. And also what do we call it? The glimpse at life deal. If you have any questions on that.
Yeah, if you have any questions for her, shoot them my way, and she's really good about answering those. She did send a big packet of stuff I'm going to go through. It's just common things that they have to do at the prison, even just to ask a question. They have to fill out a form. She sent me the commissary list with all the prices. I'll put that out on Twitter. You have to zoom in with your phone or your computer, because it's a long sheet, but it tells you the prices and kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, some of that. I'm gonna tell you, some of it was crazy.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be getting no smoked oysters from the commissary.
No.
I told you though, it's like Dollar Tree food. That's what she told me.
Hey, there was a perm kit in there. It was a perm kit. I think it was like $9.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Can you imagine what kind of perm you're gonna get for $9?
Lori needs that one.
You go get.
You look like a poodle.
You look like little orphan Annie. I remember one time my mom cut my hair off because we had a pool, and my hair was really long and it kept getting knotted. And she cut my hair off, and then she got me a perm. And I had red hair as a kid, so all I liked was Sandy and the red dress.
Do it. Hey, what if that's why we haven't seen Lori? She actually got the perm kit.
Oh yeah,
She looks like little orphan Annie.
yeah. Well, I'm curious to see what she looks like. I mean, she lost. Yeah, it's a vanity thing. Us women are like, what does she look like?
We want to see.
Has her
it.
gray grown out? Of course it
Yeah.
has. Mine's growing out. I got to go get these roots touched up.
I'm good.
Yeah. All right. I know. Your little strawberry red hair.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Now, what color? You're kind of like you're a reddish.
It used to be
blonde.
darker, but the older I get, the lighter it gets.
Yeah, it used to be darker in high school.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
know, it's like redheads, we're like a freak of nature. Because it's like see, the word has just left me.
It's only 10 o'clock in the morning.
I know, right? Anyways, it's a word. I had a little kid at a VBS I was working say, "Why are we redheads?" And I'm thinking, how do I tell this kid that we're not normal?
Is it like a DNA thing that's
yeah,
weird?
it's something. Oh my goodness, I can't even think of the word.
Yeah.
I'll tell it and you can tweet
Our
it out.
listeners are going to be like, don't
What?
ever
Don't
do
ever
another morning.
No.
That's okay.
So,
Well, you
all
guys
right.
have a good day. We will see you soon.
Good day.
Good, whatever.
Whatever it is.
I need a nap.
Whatever it is.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.